Okay, now let's move with the question number 9. So in the question number 9, what they say is that it's like a bit of informative one. A car has 5 gears. The maximum in the first gear is 22. The maximum in each successive gear gives a geometric sequence, and the fifth gear is given. So these are the informations that we have. So we need to find the maximum speed of the car in the second gear, giving you answer in kilometers per hour to the 1 decimal places. Okay, so let's write up all the information we have. Since it's a geometric sequence, we know we have a kind of a constant ratio. This is what we have in these questions. Okay, so then we can go with the first calculation part. We know A1, which is the first term, the very first term. We even want to say A1, even we usually put the symbol as A. That is going to be 22. And we know this is the first term, U1, and we know U5 is going to be 130. So we know in the sequence, the UN is always going to be ARN minus 1. This is a non-fact, so we should keep our understanding here. We know this. Since we know this, we can write our fifth term in this way, which is AR n minus 1, which is 4, because here the n is 4, n minus 1 is 4, n is 5, so it's 130. And we know the A as well, so it means 22 times r to the power 4 is 130, so you can get the r to the power 4 is this. Now it's just a matter of to remove that, we can do to the power this thing 4. Okay, now we got that answer easily. So when we have is that, so it's gonna be r equals 1.5581. So we have that value for the common ratio. Now the real question here is, why did we take the positive value here? Can't we take the negative value? So we know if we take a negative value, it will be, smaller and bigger and smaller and bigger. So, but mathematically, and in a context in this, already see speed is increasing. So if the second gear can't be a lower value, because of the physical reasons only, we only take the positive. So it's always a good practice to maintain, negative, r is positive, because speed increases, when the gear is going up, so you can't go down. So that's why we are taking the positive value. So now for the question, they are asking the U2, which is AR2 minus 1, which is AR1. So 22 times 1.5581. So you have the speed very easily. It's like a pretty straightforward answer, which is 34 point. They're asking for a 1 decimal place, so I'll just keep it for this one. That is speed of the second gear. Okay, now the first one is done, so we easily can get the all 4 marks. Now we're going to take with the Roman number 2. In the Roman number 2, they are saying the first two terms of the arithmetic sequence. So now they're talking about the arithmetic sequence. First term is 208, which is U1. U2 is going to be 207.2. So once we give it, we can also get the D value, which is U2 minus U1, which is the common difference. Then we have to calculate it, so that's gonna be negative 0.8. Once you can, since it's the next question, let me take some space, a new page. Okay, so this is unit 2. Okay, given that the Sn is a sum of this, find the maximum value of Sn. Okay, now the two terms in arithmetically, they're gonna go up and add up. So they're asking find the maximum value of Sn. Okay, so what we can see is, if I just quickly write the information, A is 208, D is negative 0.8. We know since the D is less than 0, the sequence is decreasing. It's little by little getting small. It's like a falls apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the terms when that when that term will be 0, so that I can count how much terms are there to reach the 0. So I'm going to find when un will be 0. Okay, so we know for an arithmetic sequence Tn equals a plus n minus 1 to the times it by d. So we have 208 plus n minus 1 times negative 0.8 equals 0. So we have 0.8 times n minus 1 equals 208. So here is a simplification. So we have 208 divided by 0.8 plus 1. So where you have n is 281. So these are the values. So we know, so this one gonna be 0. So beyond that, it will be always negatives. So we know the terms are positively max up to the n equals this value. So 0 at this one, so and it will be negative at 261. So now they are asking us the maximum. So after 0 becomes, or when you add a negative number, obviously sum will decrease. So the maximum sum will come at n equals 261. You can actually take the 262 as well, because it doesn't give, just don't change it, but anyway we can get that. So S261 equals 261 divided by 2 bracket 208 plus 2a plus n minus 1 times d. If there's anyone who doesn't know that theory, let me quickly write that up. That is Sn equals n divided by 2 2a plus n minus 1 times d. This is how we get that. Okay, so now we have this one S261. That gonna be 261 divided by 2. In the brackets you have just 416 plus 260 times 0.8. Okay, so when you simplify this in the calculator, you would get the first answer as 27144 as x21. Okay, so this is our all the sum, because after 261 that will our sum will get decreased because the next term will be a negative value. So it's getting, to find the maximum value of Sn, this is gonna be that one. So which is, we can easily write 27144. Okay. Now hence or otherwise state the smallest value of capital N such that Sn less than 0. Okay. Now they are saying Sn will be less than 0. Okay, this question is a bit tricky. Let me add like another blank page. They are asking in the part B thing, they are asking when the Sn will be 0. So it's max at n equals 261, then it starts negatively decreasing. So if we take it Sn less than this, so what we can do is, we don't know the n, so we keep the n divided by 2. 2 times 208 plus, I'll keep it capital N minus 1 times it by negative 0.8 less than 0. So when we have it, we have n divided by 2. I'm not going to do like a simple calculation, so I hope you are manageable to do it now. 0.8 n less than 0. And here we have it. So what we're going to do is, I'm like, this is a kind of a, we know n is going to be a positive value because n is a term. N is positive because it is a term number. So obviously our n divided by 2 will be also positive. So when we know they are positive, what we can see is, we can simply multiply these things. So when you are multiplying, the left side is going to get simplified. 416.8 minus 0.8 n less than 0, because it's positive. So when we know when we are multiplying, this inequality sign doesn't change. So our n would be 416.8 divided by 0.8. So where you have, when you divide it, that's going to be 521. So n will be smaller than 521. So whenever n is greater than 521, it's going to be a negative. So the smallest integer would be smallest integer. That would be 522. This one. Smallest possible value such that Sn is less than 0. Okay, that is a bit tricky, but the question is something interesting. So at the end, you can show, okay, this is how we get it, and this is the smallest integer. Thank you.